Chapter 15: The Caverns. Although it appeared as though Ryu defeated Doku, his vengeance is still incomplete. The Dark Dragon in the hands of the Holy Vigor Emperor. What will become of Rachel and her sister? Not proper grammar, whatever. What's cracking, people? Anansi here, and welcome back to Ninja Gaiden Sigma. In the last one, we played through our final mission as Rachel and got our butts handed to us by the twin demon sister. In this one, we're going to go ahead and pick up a little souvenir from Doku. Kitetsu. Basically, it's another melee weapon. And, let's see, let's find it here. Kitetsu. Here we go. It's pretty much a weapon that's probably like this. As you can see, you know, he gives a sort of dual blade style here. But for the most part, it is literally just another dragon sword with a little extra gimmick slapped onto it. If you want to go back down and get some more items, you can. Don't really think we need to at the moment. We're just going to keep on pushing. You see, you got a couple of chests here to get. Just got to go through here first, where we can activate those, and then we can go from there. Hit this button right here. And then we come back to Nia. You didn't think it'd be that easy, did you? So let's go ahead and pull out our Delabro. And we got Rachel's Warhammer back, as you can see. And while we're here, I might as well go ahead and bring a couple of things with Rachel and the Demon Sisters. Now, you may notice in the last episode, that even though Rachel had like three, as Rachel we had like three different, rebirth talismans. We didn't use a single one of them. What Ninja Gaiden does is, if you are in an area where you have an optional fight, it won't use your extra. It won't use your extra. What's one over here? It won't use your extra. Your extra healing. Essentially your revives, because it assumes that. Again, well, for one thing, it wouldn't be fair to waste your abilities on what essentially boils down to an optional fight. And let's be honest here, how many of you have played games where it gives you a fight that you have no chance to win, that you don't even have to win, and then you waste your items on it, and then you find that it is a forced loss scenario, to where you pretty much wasted your items on it, and it's like, well, I'm not going to get that item back. Thanks a lot, game. That's basically what it does. And I appreciate it, I do. But what if you do want to give it a shot? It pretty much puts the onus on you entirely to be able to, and I have no healing ability, so I'm going to have to use pretty much pure skill here to get through this gauntlet. But yeah, you know, you pretty much have to fight the Demon Sisters in one go. Which, you know, good luck with that. Good luck with that. Because as you saw, it is very easy to get overwhelmed by their attacks. Especially if you get unlucky with how they decide to handle you in terms of like their opening moves. I had one, like my very first fight with them. I believe it was the girl with the whip. I forget what her actual name is. She opened up with this crazy FU laser that I'm just like, well, that's just not fair. and the other one, who pretty much fought exactly like Alma, hit me with a charge move, to me like one of her charge moves, and I'm just like, well, there that goes. And I do believe you do get some extra like bonus crit for doing it. I forget exactly what it is. I have not actually done it. But it is nice that they give you the ability to fight it. I just think there should be like an option like, hey, this is an optional fight. You don't have to win it. How about we give them the option to, if they want to, they can treat it like an actual fight, use their abilities, and see if they can't get through it. And if they don't want to, then they don't have to waste their abilities. And considering that that is our final time playing as Rachel, like, I'm not even making that is our very last time playing as Rachel. I think they should have allowed you to use your rebirth talismans. Give you a chance to actually, you know, learn the fight, see if you want to take it on, so that way if you do get to a point where it's like, well, I didn't win, but at least I know what to do now, maybe next time I can give it a shot, it gives you that chance, you know? Because as it stands, if you want to try again at the Demon Sisters fight, you have to have a save file that saves at the dragon statue right before you go into the fight, if you want to do the fight. And that's pretty much it. And you're more likely going to have it, because let's be honest, if you're doing what I'm doing and saving at every single statue, you're going to have a save file right there to help you out. Come on now. As you can tell, I am not really concerned about doing like the extra wow. Did you guys just... Okay, I think I'm glitching out here. Let's try that one more time. I'm gonna say, y'all saw that, right? Like, they just shrugged off my FU lightning ability. But yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like, when it comes to these forced loss scenarios, I understand the need to have it, because they want to have it like the cinematic, like, oh, these were these really hard bosses, but if you give it a shot and actually try to beat them, then you get a special reward, and that's nice to have. But still, it's like, what the heck, guys? Not to mention, given how mobile the enemies are in this game compared to how, lack of a better term, how archaic, I guess, compared to later games, this Ninja Gaiden is, it is a little bit on the annoying side. On the annoying side, to have to essentially try to outmaneuver these characters, outmaneuver these enemies with characters that you really don't have any reason to outmaneuver them with. Like, there's no realistic way. Like, it's very clear that the enemy design for this game is not 100% designed around your movement. At least in my opinion. Like I said, a lot of these invincibility attacks, well, a lot of these moves, but I think a lot of what to compensate with, it could just be my playstyle, you know? And then that just happened, where it's like, hey, yeah, we're just gonna not register your hits, because screw you, that's why. Come on. So yeah, and I think a lot of it's just designed around the fact that some of the enemies will just randomly go into these like really quick grapple moves, and I don't think they're very much choreographed. But that's just me. I still do enjoy the game too. I still enjoy Ninja Gaiden. You know, even my first playthrough was like, yeah, it's really difficult, but it's a kind of a fun difficult, you know. And I'm still trying to figure out if it's like, hey, you know, this game is needlessly difficult, or am I just not good at this kind of game? There should be another one lying around here, isn't there? Yep. I think that should be the last one. Nope, there's two more. Well, they are Let's say this is like one heck of a gauntlet. This is why you want the Larbro, because it will help you out later on. And there's an extra treasure chest. Now, how many did we get for that? 1,000. Okay, ain't too bad. Ain't too bad. So now I gotta do this platforming challenge, which you do this one here. But yeah, no, I mean, and I kind of went off on a bit of a tangent there, so, no, oh, that was close. Nice. Hold on to that for a little bit. But yeah, I mean, it's like, I don't mean to come off as like the game is poorly designed. No, I do think that the game. Okay, let me go ahead and take back what I just said because I think I rambled a bit too much there. What I meant to say was, I think for the most part, there is some unfair design with regards to a few of the enemies. Okay. I remember this challenge being a little bit difficult, so bear with me here. I do think there are some unfair aspects to some enemies, like in the beginning of the game where we had to fight the basic soldiers. You know, they threw a decent amount of soldiers at you. I think giving the soldiers, I'm assuming this is something here. I think giving all of the soldiers this kind of instant get around your guard grapple is a little bit unfair. Because I don't think the guillotine throw. Okay, let's see, what am I doing wrong here? There's a way to get up here that I'm not gonna lie, I am struggling to remember. I know you gotta go up here, I know you gotta go up here. And there's that, but you can't jump straight across. You can't go up either. I think you just kind of have to. Let's see here. Okay. Right, you have to do that nonsense. Don't mess this up. Okay. But yeah, I think that there are some enemies that, and I think there's some enemies that just have these, just modes of attack that you're just supposed to dodge, and in my opinion, it kind of takes away from the control of the game. Like, for instance, there is, if you played God of War, actually, let's use that as a good example because that would be Gaiden's contemporary at that point. Then we have basically 2 health boosts right now, so make this fight going forward a lot easier. There are these enemies that go into the ground. I forget what they're called, but they go into the ground, and you can't attack them until they come up and attack you. Oh, great! We got another Laughing Gods. Nifty. But and they were in, I believe, every single mainline God of War game. I don't think they're inside the spin-offs and the one prequel they had, the one console prequel they had, Sinjin. And it wasn't until God of War 3 that they gave you the ability to essentially interrupt their attacks. Whereas, like, they would go underground, you couldn't attack them, you kind of just had to deal with them going, or you can't do nothing about it. And I'm like, well, that is just all kinds of unfair. But you just have to put up with it because that was how the enemy was designed. It effectively slowed down the game for. It basically just slowed down the game whenever those enemies showed up, and it Just kind of, at least for me anyway, it threw off the groove. It turned this otherwise brutal, in your face, rip your head off kind of action adventure game into this weird kind of like waiting game that I'm not sure that was like the intention or something, but it does get on your nerves when you're used to like when you pretty much have like the entire first like what 20 minutes of the game, not even 20 minutes, like the first hour of the game is basically around you being able to essentially bludgeon your way through all these enemies, and then you have to deal with enemies that effectively stop your ability, effectively rob you of your agency, I guess. In terms of gameplay, and that's what happens. I feel with Ninja Gaiden. A lot of the enemies, for all of the purposes, kind of rob you of your agency to do attacks. Like for instance, we just got done with the T-Rex Raptor thing demons. I don't even know what they're called. And you saw that there were several attacks that they did that once they start doing it, you could not interrupt them. I don't mind the attacks being in there. I don't mind the bite grapple attack. I don't even mind the flamethrower attack. Those are the two ones that pretty much do it, as well as like two others. I get it, you know, there's supposed to be this really tough challenge, but I would appreciate it if there was like a move or a weapon that once you acquired it makes those kind of attacks negligible. You know, yeah, we got Rachel's Warhammer, which makes fighting them a lot easier because once you finish a combo string with one of the weapons, I think if you're using Ryu and you have Rachel's Warhammer on you, it pretty much turns. It pretty much turns, I think it's like, what, 1 to 2 combo strings? And you pretty much have them taken care of. With Rachel, I think it's like 2 combo strings because of just how ridiculously powerful she is. Which, you know, I appreciate that because I like the idea that we have this, essentially this very slim and very, very Model-esque woman with a giant FU battle hammer axe thing that is just like, yeah, I'm just not putting up with you today. And there we go. But yeah, it's just, I feel like having I feel like having like the Delabro and the Warhammer being able to straight up interrupt those demons would have been a much better thing to do, rather than just essentially have them be just powerful weapons that just make fighting them faster, you know. And luckily, I think, I want to say Ninja Gaiden 3. No, I said no, 2 actually. I think 2 pretty much solves that problem. I think they've learned that having these, essentially these, once they start the wind-up animation, you can't do nothing about them kind of moves, is not fair or fun. And then 3, they take it to a bit of a extreme. I actually learned recently with 3 that a specific group of enemies that when they do a certain move, it's not actually unblockable. I thought it was for the longest time. I thought you just kind of have to deal with it, and they would spam it like crazy. Apparently, if you hit a specific, they hit the strong attack when they do it, it actually makes them, it actually does cancel it out, and it not only cancels it out, but it initiates an insta-kill move. So, when I get back around to playing 3, I'm definitely going to give that a shot, because if that's the case, it suddenly makes a part of the game that I did not like way more manageable. Guys, I need you guys to calm down, because I am really getting tired of this. And there's gonna, oh come on, there's another one. But yeah, I just kind of wish that certain moves and certain weapons would make finding certain enemies easier by giving you the ability to negate some of their more overpowered abilities, as opposed to just killing them faster, you know? Because I mean, what's the point of killing them faster if you still have to deal with, like, in the middle of like an absurd combo, if they just decide to, hey, I'm going to do this move. Once I start doing it, you can't do nothing about it. Even if you have the weapon that makes fighting me faster, what's the point? Because then at that point you're just opening yourself up to chip damage and whatnot. But that's just me personally. And obviously there should be like a check and balance where it's like, hey, if you do end up getting caught inside that move despite having this weapon, it should... Oh, another life upgrade. Nice. It should punish you. Like, I'm not saying, like, make the game easier, I'm saying make the game a little bit more fair. And I wonder, like... I wonder if, like... if I am missing something with Ninja Gaiden, which is entirely possible. So I believe if we go... Maybe we go up this way. Stairway to the Imperial Palace. Door is locked and cannot be opened from the side. Of course, it would not be that easy. Great Spirit Elixir, so let's go straight back down. And go through this door here, actually. Scans from the shots, we can't go here, so we have to go this way. What's this? Saru's Diary. Everyone here trembles in fear. We witnessed a person turning into a fiend. What is happening in this place? Even a ninja as experienced as myself has no hope against these beasts. February 10th. I have discovered that the mastermind behind the plot to steal the Dark Dragon Blade is none other than the Holy Vigor Emperor. Like our master, the Emperor must also be planning to do something with the blade. February 12th. What a disaster. The Dark Dragon Blade is cursed. I have been defeated, not by the enemy, but by that curse. Cryptic! I'll have to pick up on that one in the next episode. Because, oh good dear goodness, this was hard as all get out. In the next one, we're going to continue down this path here and find out more about why the Vigor Emperor wanted the Dark Dragon Blade. Anyway, I'm Anansi, and I'll catch you later.